In this short video, I want to talk about indexing the data warehouse. Now, indexing a data warehouse can be very tricky because data warehouses, while there's some general rules about how to set these things up, and I've mentioned this before in the course, there's some science here, there's also a lot of art. And so I want to just give you some general guidelines that you're going to see in documentation from Microsoft to help you kind of navigate the questions about indexing on the data warehouse. On the exam. Now, first of all, you'll always notice that if you don't have enough indexes built into your data warehouse, then you're going to notice that your data loads very quickly because nothing is having to be calculated, no pointers are having to be corrected or taken care of on non-clustered indexes. So if you don't have enough indexes on the data warehouse, your data is going to load real quickly. However, query response time is going to be slow, and it's never really good to have slow response time on a data warehouse because you've gone to a whole lot of trouble to try to get those queries fast, and so they should be a whole lot faster than coming off the OLTP database. But then on the flip side, if you have too many indexes, then your data loads are going to start to slow down. Your storage requirements start to go up because of all the pointers and the index management and the index files and so forth, but your query response time is really good. So as you can see here, what you've got are a couple of knobs that you can turn, so to speak. You can turn the indexes up and you can turn the query response up, and really you do that by turning one knob, and that is how many indexes you have. Now keep in mind, indexes in a data warehouse can be applied in two locations, to the fact table and to the dimensions table. Now there are some general rules of thumb I'm going to give you. Watch for these on the exam, but then understand that in real life you'll just have to play with these to see which ones give you the kind of efficiency that you're looking for on both sides, on the data loading, data management, and then on the queries. So the general rule of thumb with dimension tables is this: place a clustered index on the surrogate key. Now the surrogate key is going to be, let me back up just a minute and talk about this. That surrogate key is going to be that auto-indexed or auto-incremented key that you put out there that you're going to use to identify every individual unique row in that dimension table. You're going to have that surrogate key, remember, because of type 2 slow changing dimensions. You want to use that surrogate key because it helps you maintain uniqueness, and it helps you put data into that dimension table very easily. And that surrogate key should be very small. Don't start your original number at 153,456. That clustered index key should be as narrow as you can get it. So start it at 1 and increment it by 1. If the table has a whole lot of columns in those dimension tables, and sometimes they can, you may want to look at creating some non-clustered indexes on the most popular columns, and obviously popular means the most often used columns in your various queries. And so if you notice that one particular column is getting queried a whole lot, you may want to pop a non-clustered index on that and see what happens. You'll probably see your queries come back considerably faster. So keep that in mind. Then the general rule of thumb on the fact tables is that you should place a non-clustered index on the single column foreign keys to the dimension tables. Keep in mind, our keys in the fact table are the foreign keys that connect back to the primary keys in the dimension tables. And so that's a good general rule there. And if the primary key on the fact table is a composite of all the dimension foreign keys, make it a non-unique clustered index. Now this is a good place to start. I would suggest you start here, watch for these kind of questions on the exam, and just kind of regurgitate this back. But again, this whole idea of indexing is something you'll just have to learn over time, which one works better. You'll have to learn how to kind of feel your way around this, test, see what's giving you the kind of performance that you hope to get when you applied the index. And then you're always going to be trying to kind of find that balancing, that pivot point where you've got enough indexes to make your queries come back quickly and efficiently, but yet not too many to slow your data loads and explode the size of your data storage. So this is always a balancing point. Get confused or frustrated with indexing, welcome to the club. So anyway, this is just some general rules of thumb about indexing in a data warehouse.